Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. Hope everybody is doing well. Everybody had an amazing week. It's the end of another month. Can you guys believe that? So I figured that I would do this quick video to give you guys an update about Todd Chrisley's response to Katie Joy. They did put out their podcast. It was a few days late. So let's get straight into it. Please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. The podcast where he spoke about the YouTuber is not that long. So I'm going to play it for you guys and I'll give you my thoughts after.
So I want to address just a couple of things, with that YouTuber. The YouTuber seems to have gone off her rocker because she says that we attacked her child.
I haven't said anything about anybody's child.
No, I merely asked you a question. If your child was that ill, would you be doing your job? Would you be online being a blogger or whatever? And you said, I wouldn't leave my child's side. And you still stand by that.
Absolutely. That's not directed at any person. That is my own personal conviction that if I had a child who had health issues or needed, I would be there. Yes, by their side, morning, noon, and night. And
you wouldn't be inebriated when you were doing that?
I would not,
okay.
But that's me.
Okay.
That's me because I feel like that
you don't
have children. I don't understand these people that will go and just literally get hammered. And you've got babies in the house that can fall, that would have to go to a hospital, that could get sick in the middle of the night. And the thoughts of something happening to one of my kids and me not being in this state of mind or being able to get in a car and get them the help they needed, I would never forgive myself.
Well, I agree. But, this YouTuber, she tries to flip the script. When she starts getting caught up and tangled up in her lies, she starts trying to use her child as a diversion tactic. They attacked my child. We've never attacked a child in our life.
Nor would I.
We try to help children, unlike the YouTuber who wants to go out here and post people's children all over her format and with pictures of them and whatever. And then she gets offended when I say, if your child is as sick as you have claimed that they are, then you should shut up, put the wine glass down, close the lid on your laptop, and take care of your child. Be a mother, not a YouTuber. YouTubing comes after mothering. But then the worthless husband wants to chime in and say that people should not use the term celebrity when they reference us. And that, we should be doing this and we should be doing that. You should be getting a job. And then you would not have to worry about what your wife is doing. It's always baffled me, men that are willing to let their wives work while they sit on their ass. They clearly did not get that message that the man is to be the leader of the household. He is to be a provider, to put a roof over his family's head, not to sit at home and act like you have a job. Now, I just got an email the other day, not an email, but social media message that was telling me about this man getting fired from his job. Now, what I'm repeating, now, folks, I want to make sure I'm very clear because the YouTuber likes to twist and contort. That the message said that he was laid off from his job. The YouTuber's husband was laid off from his job. Then this YouTuber decides to go after the boss, and then he ends up getting fired. Now, I don't know if that's true. I'm repeating what has been sent to me in writing. So I believe as a man, if you cost me my job, I would cause you to sit your ass down.
100%.
I would be like, nah, you just cost me my job. Shut up. But there is something going on with this individual. There's literally something going on. The YouTuber is not altogether there, I don't think. Because the way that she twists the narrative of a comment, And the sad part about it, why I say that she's not all there, is that if you're going to quote me and you're going to quote it from the podcast, knowing that people can go and listen to the podcast, don't just pick and parcel what you want to use, because we're going to use the whole podcast to show that you're trying to take something out of context to make it what you want it to be. And that's what this YouTuber does. I mean, this YouTuber says that I'm not allowed to speak and that I'm in trouble federally because she has contacted the FBI and other members of the federal government, that they're not happy with me talking. No one has informed me that I don't have a First Amendment right. No one has informed me of any of this other than Krusty Graham Cracker, who sent an email to the federal government saying that, I don't know what they were trying to do, trying to get me to not be able to file suit against Krusty. Well, not Krusty, since what's her YouTuber. So that's really the only to be putting that stuff out there is slanderous. And these are the things, that's why I do not engage on social media about any of this stuff. I keep it confined here because it's one location that it makes it easy for our attorneys to go to one location to retrieve this information. And that's this podcast. But when you go and you put things in writing that are a lie, and it's a lie when you type it, that is defamation. So our attorneys have said, do not respond via social media if you want to talk about it on your podcast, as long as what you're saying is the truth, that you have the right to do that. So, I think that from where we sit, we encourage her to continue to keep running because it makes our task easier. I think that she stated now that the suit that I have filed against her has been delayed because waiting on my trial. Not true. Not true. She received a notice today from the courts that either she will comply or she will dismiss her motion. So that came out today. So she will be in this hearing on Wednesday, or she will withdraw her motion. One of the two. We don't care. We look forward to the hearing. So that's kind of where we are with it for all the people that literally, I got thousands of messages on all forms of social media about this last week. And I want to make sure that we are very clear here at Chrisley Confessions, Todd and Julie. We love all children. We have always taken care of our children and prided ourselves in taking care of our children. We are very aware that we have had issues in our lives that have caused us significant heartache. And I don't wish to, even with YouTuber, as much as I think that she's a menace to society, I don't wish ill will towards her. And certainly I don't wish ill will towards a child. I don't know if the child is sick or not. Never seen the child. I mean, I've received tons of pictures and, whatever of people telling me that it's not true, but I don't know if it's true or not. Only a parent knows what's going on in their home and with their child. And I can only say this, if your child is not sick and you are using that to get money from GoFundMe accounts and to garner sympathy and to use your child as a method of distraction from the facts that you've been called in, you need more help than your child does, because that's twisted. But if the YouTuber's child is truly sick, then I'm going to place the child in my prayers. I mean, I watched a very disturbing video the other day that was sent to me of this YouTuber saying F God. And it caused me so much discomfort that I had to stop watching it, because I thought, who says that to God, knowing that God has the capability of taking your child? I mean, who would do that? Yeah. That gave me such severe anxiety over that. So, let's just do this. Let's just not talk about it anymore unless this individual posts again about us. And then I'll address each post that she puts out there. And then we'll let the courts do what they're going to do. But what she has done thus far has really just stacked the pile in our favor. So we don't care what she says at this point. And yes, there are other lawsuits coming. 2 other attorneys have been retained there in Minnesota to file these 2 additional actions that we're aware of. And there are going 4 more that are going to be filed. So, call it whatever you want to. I've never even heard of these sock accounts or something, but I Googled it. I now know that it's like fake accounts that people control or whatever. I don't care what they put out there and say that, oh, well, he promised a class action. I didn't promise anything. I said, get it to a class action because hundreds of people were complaining about it. Don't complain. Send in your emails. All your emails came in. Our attorneys have reviewed them, and you have to have money to fight a lawsuit. So if you want to join, then it's after these other, I don't know if it's 4 more after the 2 or 3 more after the 2. So either 5 or 6. I think you only have to have 7 or 8. So hell, we might already be getting there. But regardless of that, we're going to keep doing what we do, and everybody else will do what they do. And if you don't want a response, don't say something that garners a response. So that's kind of where I am with it. So
first and foremost, you guys, obviously this podcast did come out late. Clearly, Julie and Todd Chrisley did not come after their son. Absolutely not. 100%. They did not come after her son at all. They did question his health, but that's as far as it goes, in my opinion. Then Todd Chrisley goes after KJ's husband, and KJ's husband's also name is Todd. So I actually disagree with him to an extent. For number one, we live in a different age, not the old school days where the man has to take care of the wife and the kids, work, the wife stays at home, looks after the children. Clearly, Todd and Katie had made a decision for him to stay home and look after Vaughn. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the issue I have, and which is absolutely not an issue for them, but for me, it's like, come on. You've got to step up and be the man now. Katie and Todd are not on the same page because, as I've showed you in a few videos before, Todd actually made a comment about the Chrisleys and said, don't call them celebrities or use the word celebrity loosely. Whereas Katie Joyce straight out called them celebrities. So clearly they're not on the same page. Now, the issue I have with Todd is you've got to take your testicles back. You've got to step up and stop enabling your wife to put your family in jeopardy. Because as a man, you shouldn't be involving yourself in YouTube drama. In my opinion, you should be sitting your wife down and saying, look, there comes a point where you just gotta let it go. You know who you are, you know what the truth is. But this back and forth banter is just not working out, Katie. And Todd, that's your place. Because every action that Katie Joy does, it's gonna affect you and your son. And that's so unfair. But whereas you that wants to enable her and to sit with her while she's on her lives, Todd, look at what your own wife had done to you when it was this whole net situation. You found out the same time as the rest of us that somebody was trying to set you up for producing CP. Who does that to their partner? I felt bad for you. I thought that was so unfair for Katie Joy to do. And then off the back, you went off on AZ, T-Spiracy. It's like, what the fuck? You went off on Backwards Barbie, mocking her for her accent. You inserted yourself again when Katie Joy was going or became unhinged with Emily D. Baker. What business is of yours what kind of alcohol Emily D. Baker drinks or the percentage of alcohol she drinks? You should be taking care of your wife. You should be watching your wife, her actions when she has a drink, period. Just stop inserting yourself and adding your 2 cents in regards to another woman. Just stop, because that's not what a man does. So the other day when Todd Chrisley actually made that comment, or he felt, or Katie and him felt, that Todd Chrisley was going after their son, he made this post. He says, I'd like to add something here. There are people out there who may think that when using photos of someone's child to prove some kind of point will only hurt the adults they are aiming their hatred towards. That's 100% false. When you weaponize a child against the parents, you are hurting the child as well. Case in point, there is an idiot YouTuber out there whose name will not be shared, but this person has made a video where she speculates that the reason our son has medical issues is due to fetal alcohol syndrome. First off, that couldn't be any further from the truth. But more importantly, this idiot uses pics of V that she snagged from Katie's various prior posts about his health, going back to when he was just a tiny little boy. Making a video and using such photos in that way absolutely does damage to the child. There's a good chance his peers might end up seeing that video, which will perpetuate rumors, teasing, and bullying. As kids are wont to do. What? For the life of me, I can't even put myself in the same type of mindset where I would do something so low and underhanded as to weaponize a child's health issues against his or her parents. It's disgusting and pathetic. First and foremost, Todd, maybe you should sit down and have the conversation with your wife, who does the exact same things. Remember when go back and watch her videos, okay? When she put a picture of the Duggar's youngest daughter on her Instagram page and did the exact same thing you described in this post. The exact same thing. So what's the difference? Why is it not good for your son, but it's okay for your wife to do to somebody else's child? Why is it wrong for other people to do to your child, but it's okay for your wife that's paying your bills to do it to somebody else's kid? Irrelevant if they a Duggar or if they the queen bee. Fuck that. What's right is right and wrong is wrong. You all live on different standards. No, absolutely not. As his dad, why would you have allowed your wife to keep your son locked in a room for 10 hours? Why did you allow that? You were at your wit's end. Any decent, sane person could have seen that. So to me, in my opinion, it clearly shows who wears the pants in the house. Think not about how your wife is going to pay your bills at the end of the month. Think about what's going to happen and how things are going to affect your son in the future. What's best for him in the future. I don't disagree with Todd saying you need to get up and get a job. Maybe you do, because clearly things are not going in your wife's favor, Todd. And everything she does has a repercussion on you guys. Just my opinion, because every child deserves a childhood. Whether it be riding a bike on the street, flying a kite outside, playing on the trampoline in the backyard. They need to have friends. He deserves to have friends. He deserves to have a childhood. There's only so much as us parents can do for our kids. He doesn't even have that at school anymore because he don't go to school. So was it back to once again his nurse being his best friend? You guys have heard what Todd Chrisley said himself, and I've asked you guys last week. Keep this beautiful little boy in your prayers. Pray a hedge of protection over him. I'm not saying he's in harm's way, but Lord knows what we mean. And as for Katie Joy, she has been very quiet. Not to say it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. Absolutely a good thing. But it's just so distasteful to see Katie Joy trying to be humble, whereas to me, it looks like desperation. And this is what she posted. Hi everyone. So I have been loving engaging with all of you in comments. I was recently looking at my channel and wondering what I've done that is different. I realized for a long time I stopped engaging. It was out of fear of saying the wrong thing or just someone making a video about me based upon my comments. I know I make videos this way, and hey, I know that it's fair game too. It made me scared to be myself for a long time, but the heart of this channel has always been you all. Your enthusiasm for the content and your passion for the topics I cover. I want to get back to that. I also noticed YouTube has been saying that 50.8% of my regular viewers aren't subscribers. I was like, what the heck? I rarely ask people to subscribe because it's always felt weird. But I realized that unless I ask for something, it won't happen, right? So why not be me? Be brave and ask for feedback. Encourage comments and for sure ask people to subscribe. I want this channel to grow and to continue to be the place for all of us to have fun while I report on your favorite topics. So thank you to all of you for your comments, likes, and subscriptions. Truly, this isn't possible without you, Katie. That, in my opinion, is the lamest thing I've ever come across and the most hilarious thing I've ever come across. But you know what? It's just me. You guys can let me know what you think, because this wasn't it. So you guys, please have a wonderful and safe weekend. Please be safe out there. Dying to know what your thoughts are about all of this. Be kind to one another and don't forget, make good memories. Bye guys.